Swami Premeshananda was one of the most influential factors in your life, and this evening I'm going to ask you some questions about the things he wrote and how they influenced you. You met Swami Premeshananda in 1937 when you went to Bellarmine, and you began your correspondence with him 2 years later, and it lasted from 1939 to 1967 when he passed away. Swamiji, in his first letter to you in 1939, he wrote you, "No sooner did I see you at the Mat that I felt you were our very own. Now we shall be happy if you become our very own in reality." Can you explain what he meant by that?
You can interpret more as a mystic way, as if he knew me, belonging to the group of devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. Of course, my father's relationship also might have been influenced, but mainly he was credited with that with the physiognomy of the people he could understand their tendencies. In those days, the elders of the Bellarmine often would send people to him. Those are candidates for becoming sadhus and all that. So he would see them, talk to them, and encourage or discourage them according to their temperament. So that might have been influenced, but mainly more mystic type, as if he could understand the possibility. Because in later days, once he told me that if you try, you can be a Jivan Mukta. So Gitaranda Swami once asked me, wrote to me, I don't know whether you have already become a Jivan Mukta or not, but we love your devotion and all that like that. Anyhow, he expected great things from me.
Why was that, Swamiji?
Should I praise myself very much? No.
Yes, sure.
Naturally, compared to many people, I had extra devotion and probably alert. Alert, that is, probably I could grasp what you are studying, grasp things a little easier, more probably. That could be one reason, that he thought I was a fit candidate for spiritual life, deeper spiritual life. And expected more to cultivate Raja Yoga, free from all the ritual ceremonies and superstitions, that type. At one time he thought, if I don't become a sadhu, to do some educational movement. He was a teacher also. So I think through his insight, sometimes insight we believed, other people believed that he has got special knack of finding the tendencies of people that way. So hopefully he thought something special of me. And of course I was happy that he thought like that, you see.
In his first letter he wrote to you, Thakur and Mother were able to work ceaselessly, just as they could remain immersed in samadhi. For the time being, try to understand this point. What was he referring to?
He was referring to that I must be very active. As you remember, Swamiji said, those who are religious, often they are in tamas. But he wanted people to be in rajas first, with manifesting great energy. In spiritual life, in social life, and wherever they are. So he wanted to make me aware of this, that I must be active and in life. Later days you will find in one letter he writes, find out the meaning of a Gita shloka, that those who are of sattvic nature, all the gunas are there, sattvic nature, they are sometimes reposed because they have not much struggle in the mind. They enjoy their struggleness, less of strugglelessness. So they may float instead of striving further. Because spiritual life got higher and higher reaches. They may compromise and stay on in that blissful state. So he warned me about this. So he wanted that I should be active in life, not really build the health, but more in active, in action to manifest. And that is why telling Holy Mother was all the time constantly working. Thakur had a very good health. That's why he could retain or absorb the highest ideas, still his health was shattered with higher spiritual experiences. Swamiji, all of them had good health. That is what he was driving at. Have a good health at the same time. Active, not merely, because many people with good health may be lazy. So to prevent against that, that was his idea.
And in his second letter, he wrote to you, you must understand the entire truth about the universe and about yourself. Is it possible to understand the entire truth about either the universe or oneself?
He is encouraging. That doesn't mean the entire thing you can understand. You must realize God. That doesn't mean everybody will realize God. But they may proceed towards that direction. So when the teacher or the inspirer or inspires, it is not that 100% you will be able to do it. But if a higher goal is there, at least some part of it you will do it. So if you have got a high goal, God realization, understand the entire context of the universe, to give a total view of the universe, to become a world citizen, a total view of the universe is necessary. And the idea of realization is to see God in every being or everywhere. So to have that wide, best ideas, and at least some effort we shall make, some realization will come. But ultimately whether fully available or not is not doubtful. But in the beginning you cannot doubt, you will have to show hope, I should do. But ambition should be there, that I shall make a name, I shall succeed in life. Everybody thinks in his own light.
In 1940, when you were only 19 years old, Premesh Maharaj wrote you, to make sannyasa fully mature, one must practice for a long time in solitude, meditating on the thought, I am Brahman. All these are scientific methods and not the whims of a particular person or group. This is the sadhana for freeing oneself from all samskaras. Please describe for us how at such a young age you were able to spend long periods of time in solitude, and what other times of your life did you practice this advice?
Not that I actually spend that time. He is suggesting and telling that the Brahman realization is not immediate. You'll have to live for some time with yourself, quietly thinking these ideas. So he is telling the process by which it can be achieved. But I was still a student, but aspiring to be a sannyasi. So that is what he is telling. It takes time or takes convenient environment and all that. So that is the main thrust. Implied is right now it is not you are not fully ready because of your circumstances. But says what circumstances, what atmosphere is necessary for higher realization.
Swamiji, when whomever Premesh Maharaj wrote, there was that continued refrain about go forward. How has that idea influenced your life and affected the way in which you teach or train your devotees?
It is a quotation from Sri Ramakrishna. The farmer was going to cut wood from ordinary wood to better wood, sandalwood, like that. So that was the idea, that you must strive further and further. Don't get satisfied with whatever you have got. You must have higher and higher aspiration. That is the idea. So, to many people he has said, go forward. Without specifying that is your forward movement. Push, give the man push, and he will express it in his own way. He was well known that he did not try to make everybody a sadhu. According to that tendency to push them, he would try to make them social service minded and a little devotion. So one man he encouraged in politics. He ended up being the parliament member of India at one time. He asked me, even if you cannot learn music well, read the poems, the songs, because composers have gone to that mood and written it. Describing himself, of course. that they have entered into that particular realization or mood and then wrote them. So you may go into catch that mood, that idea.
Whenever Premesh Maharaj spoke about renunciation, he was very inspired. And when we read the letters, we feel his conviction and his love. How did you feel when you read his letters initially, as well as through the years, and do they still inspire you?
Inspiration comes for two reasons. One is personal relationship. Who says it? If I like the man, I like his words. His words have more importance. Secondly, if my mind is prepared for it, then it comes, you are more impressed. Otherwise, theoretically, you may know the thing. But in a particular psychological moment, effect is more. Once I remember, we went to take bath in the Ganga with him. I was this attendant like that. And at that time, he told me some Vairagyam thing. So much so, so he was talking about Vairagyam, and I felt so sure that the Lord alone is real and nothing else matters. At least 3-4 days that feeling remained. This is one type of experience, but another type you see. So later days I used to say, it is not important how beautifully you have told it, how skillfully you have told it, but how much conviction you are giving. And sometimes simple faith Swamis influence much more than very erudite and skillful Swamis. So that way, very simple life sometimes are more powerful. So that way, Premesh Maharaj did influence, and some other Swamis also. Most of our Swamis are very good. You can't judge people what is inside, but their life is very good. That is the point. Routine life, intense spiritual life. See, in my center, 2 disciples of Holy Mother and 1 Mahapurush. One of them are Brahmajnani, and every Amarasya night they will wake up, do special puja of Kali, Shiva, especially, Havan, this, that. And that several years they must have done. You see, a few times I attended, still a school student. So I have seen very good sadhus. So more than that, you can't say how much they have realization on that idea. So that talks of renunciation inspires you if you have the tendency. If you feel unequal to it, you will not be too inspired. So, but young days, you jump, whatever comes, you can that way. Partially, probably I was enthusiastic by nature, more zealous by nature, you see. That for a long time I maintained it, and did not become pessimistic too much. Once in a while you become, of course, that you have great ambition, and I may not be able to do it. So sometimes you feel half depressed, but no, it doesn't stay on, that idea. It is part of Vairagyam, detachment, and part depression, you could say. But depression, if it continues, if the depression is struggling, it is not called depression. If I am trying to get out of it, it is not yet depression. Depression is a settled thing, that idea. I think probably by nature I was like that. So, but then again, quiet life I had in Berkeley, because I had a desire to live a quiet life. But everybody has got some desire, you see. Active life, quiet life. That's why all struggle must be done when you are young. Body is good, body is healthy. And then by the time you are 50, I was already about 50, you become more settled, compromising, happy-go-lucky, if you want to say like that. You become like that. Now that you remember, then you try to be active, then again you like that, you see. So that is, otherwise Berkeley days you can say that my desire for quiet life has been satisfied. The Lord thought you wanted it, take it. But then after 6 years when it came, I ultimately came here. So zeal, that's why I often say sadhu life, 4 things are necessary. First, devotion. Devotion is common with devotees. Devotees also have devotion. Sometimes devotees have more devotion than sadhus. Why? Sadhus say, oh, I have achieved. I have achieved. Other things will come. Whereas devotees all every now and then feel, oh, I could not achieve it. I must struggle. In a sense, they are better off. Better they do. Anyhow, devotion is the common thing. Some faith in God, some desire for living the life. Then, spirit of detachment, vairagya, that I don't want these ordinary things. By and large, that is a strong emotion. That distinguishes a monk. Monastic tendency, I don't want these enjoyments. What are the normal enjoyments of man? So, there is no strong desire, little desire is there. So the thought may persist, but thought has the effect, that is the difference. I often give the story of Socrates. Somebody came and reviled Socrates, you are a cheat, you are living on other people. When others want to beat them up, they'll wait, what yesterday is true, how can it be? You are the greatest sage of Greece. When all these thoughts come, they can't affect me. It's like a rock and a mound of sand. Water comes, mound of sand melts away, but the rock stands it. It dashes against it but goes back. So that is my character, that I don't succumb. But not that the thought will not arise. Somebody has insulted you, a little reaction may come, but you control more quickly. That somebody is sick, any mother in the world will be unhappy. Otherwise she is not a mother. But in a few minutes, few hours, God will look after me. He composes that idea.
And you said that there were 4 aspects
Yeah,
of sadhu life?
Third is it is a group life. So a little extra work. All the quarrels come for chores. India nowadays is solved by having paid people. But here you don't have paid people. And for little things, I am doing why he is not doing. But I tell them whole world is going in one way. You want it to be something different. Why do you want everybody to follow you? One reason. And secondly, at most half an hour more work will do. Everybody, how wonderful he is. Half an hour more is working. By that, if you can satisfy so many people, why not do half an hour more? That means spirit of service. Group life, patience and adjustment. But adjustment becomes easier if there is a tendency of service, spirit of service. And fourth is, ours is an organization, Swamiji wanted to manifest zeal, rajas. You must try to help people and also spread ideas. Spread ideas and also help people physically, educationally, that idea. Mahabharata speaks of 4 types of dhanam. Dhanam means gift, charity. First is physical life, then permanent solution of food, education so that future can be controlled, and dharma dhyana, giving gift of spirituality which will save a person from births and births. So that is the highest type.
Swamiji, and just one last question. Premesh Maharaj wrote to somebody, not to you, people call on God once, hold fast to Him, and again give Him up. There is no steadfastness in our minds at all. But once the Lord gives somebody shelter, He never abandons him. Only after giving him supreme peace is his duty finished. We have received shelter at His feet. He will direct us along the right path. We have no faith, but He is very faithful. Now the question is, although the Lord is ever faithful to us and will not abandon us and will direct us along the right path, without faith on our side, will we actually follow the path He is directing us on? And when does the Lord give us shelter?
Give us?
Shelter.
The point is what is trying, that we sometimes give up, sometimes do not do it, feel discouraged, or some other occupation comes, interest comes. But he's telling that even if you give up, God will not leave you. He will claim you, He will bring back. So really you cannot escape. So better do it that way. Better continue doing it. But in normal life also, sometimes you are very up and doing, sometimes you are not. The ups and downs are there in devotion, in practices and all that. So somebody probably was showing that tendency that even if you want to escape, you can't escape, so better hang on, that idea. Hang on. As Thakur said, it is not ordinary snake that has caught you, but is a real snake, cobra. So once you are caught, you are gone. Is it? So that way he is telling that even if you want, you can escape for God. So try to stay on that idea.
But when does the Lord actually give us shelter? Is it the Lord giving us shelter, or is it our acceptance
I think,
and surrender to the Lord?
I think two together. As long as we have the idea of doing something, then we must do something. But if we can do something without being prompted, automatically we do, then of course no discipline. Discipline is necessary. That for everything I make effort. So for God realization also effort must be made. But a stage may come in a devotee's life, he doesn't make an effort. If food comes, he eats. He doesn't come, doesn't eat, that way. For them, God brings everything. As Gita, he promises that those real devotees, I bring what they need, I protect what they have earned and all that. But not for ordinary people, but even advanced devotees. As long as he makes effort for himself, so long he must make effort for spiritual growth also. That is the idea. So God wants, and God has always given us shelter. But for us to feel it, the benefit of it, to calmness of mind, serenity, not to be upset, not to be agitated, those results, unless we cooperate, we won't feel it so quickly. So in a sense, it's a cooperation. God is all the time showering His blessings, but unless we open us up ourselves, we won't feel the benefit. Sri Ramakrishna says God is even-sighted. Wind is even-sighted. But unless you unfurl your sails, you won't get the benefit. So we shall also have to open ourselves up to the Lord. Then Lord's ideas can be effective more quickly. Otherwise it may take long time. Even then it will be there, but it will take longer time. That is the idea.